On this day, 6 years ago, a witch and a paranormal investigator walked into a bookstore for their very first date. Little did they know at the time it would lead to this podcast. Hey everybody, I'm Jillian and I'm the witch.
And I'm Myron and I'm the paranormal investigator.
Together, we're the co-founders of a paranormal investigation team called Obsidian Paranormal. We travel all over to try and capture evidence of the unseen. This podcast will be about our paranormal investigations.
And each episode will cover the investigation itself, the history of the location, claims of activity, our methodologies, our theories, some evidence, and if you stick around for bonus content, we'll have some aha moments as well.
So everybody, welcome to our introductory podcast episode. For starters, we should probably tell you about us, who we are, and what brought us into this field. One of the things that I remember fondly was on our first date, we bonded about growing up in haunted houses.
Yeah, we talked about how we grew up in different places, but still had similar paranormal experiences. And she even did a tarot reading on me there. Do you want to share any of your experiences?
Yeah, so I grew up in a small town in Connecticut, and our house was new construction. My dad decided that he wanted to build us a pool in the backyard. No, we did not find any bodies, but we did uncover some native pottery, and I really feel like that contributed to the activity. And as a child, I felt like I was sensitive to the paranormal, as I think many children are. So I was scared at night, and I would always sneak into my sister's bed to avoid sleeping alone.
Didn't you say that you named one of those spirits Darth Vader?
Yeah, so my siblings and I grew up in the 70s and the 80s, so Star Wars was definitely the big thing, as it is still now, as a revival. But we named the dark figure that we would see outside of our bedrooms in the hallway after the scariest guy that we knew, Darth Vader.
How did you feel about him?
I mean, as a child, I really feel like I was afraid of him, but looking back as an adult, I understand him more. Like, I feel like he was more of a protector of the land, of the area. And what it led to was me feeling scared. I didn't want that in my life anymore. So at 14 years old, I started studying witchcraft and started learning how to protect myself, protect my family, and that's how I began my career as a witch. So that's my story, but what about you? You grew up in Bridgeport, which is the same city that Ed and Lorraine Warren, the infamous, were from. Did they ever investigate your house?
No, they didn't investigate my place, but oddly enough, we investigated theirs just a few months ago.
I cannot wait to record that episode. So how do you feel about the spirits from the house from when you grew up?
Well, the house I lived in belonged to my grandparents. My grandfather had the attic set up like a haunted house. He had built these life-size monsters like you see in wax museums. And when I was younger, my friends and I would stay up there every Halloween. Well, my grandfather would tell us scary stories about things that happened there, and I knew multiple people had died in the house too. So between that, the stories, and the monsters, there was kind of a feeling already. But then when I moved in years later, I realized they weren't all just stories and had a good amount of my own experiences.
Like what kind of experiences?
I had like the feeling of being shoved out of bed. That went on for I'd say a week straight. Unexplained voices that not only I heard, but other people heard as well. And I could go on, but since this is just our first episode, I'll leave it at that, and we'll talk more about it in future episodes.
Good call. And I'll definitely be here for that. And hopefully the rest of you all will be there with us too. And what I want to know is, what did you do from there?
And I started reading everything I could about the paranormal. And then when I got a little older and moved away, I got my own equipment, formed a paranormal investigation team that had a good run for a few years before family and careers took over. And then you and I met, and you're just as obsessed with it as I am.
It's kismet. We have a lot of stories to tell, and we have investigations to share with you all. Just so you know, new episodes are going to drop every 2 weeks for now. And we can't wait to share our journey with all of you.
And you can find us wherever you get your podcasts and find us on social media at Obsidian Paranormal.
Our website is obsidianparanormal.org. And until our next episode, stay spooky.